Boom. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Was it Thursday? Happy Thursday to you all. Welcome to another live beer review. So, today, first of all, missed a little disclaimer here. Not chugging a beer today. Not feeling like 100% this afternoon. So, just kind of going to take it easy and just sessionably drink this one and not chug it just because I just want to kind of sit back and relax when I'm not feeling 100%. So, today we're going to be taking a look at a brewery from I think I've only had one beer from these guys before. They're out of Oregon, and Block 15 does some really cool stuff over there. And today, this is like one of their kind of their namesake summer beers, which I've had in my possession for a little bit now, not too long. But we got one called Fresh Flow. It's a nice IPA from them. I'm not sure if it's like supposed to be like considered a hazy IPA or not, but I'm pretty damn excited for this. I've had a couple ones. I've had stuff from the Dab Lab kind of line from these guys before, and they make some pretty damn good IPAs, so I'm excited for this one. So without further ado, let's see. I think this guy comes in at 6.5% ABV, so I would definitely consider this guy sessionable. And that's pretty much what they describe this one as. It's like a very tropical hoppy kind of IPA, so I'm expecting a lot of tropical fruit notes. They're highlighting like a crisp malt base to it, so it's gonna be pretty damn excited to try this one out. I'm expecting something nice, refreshing, crisp, and just a nice, easy drinking IPA. So I'm pretty damn excited about it. So let's open this up and see what this thing's all about. Let's see what we got on the nose in this guy. Oh, yeah, definitely getting some citrus in there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's Citra in this one. Definitely getting like a grapefruity citrusiness, almost like a mango back note. So it makes you think there might be like some mosaic in there at times, but they definitely filled this can up to the damn brim because holy crap, it's almost coming out of the top even when you open it. But yeah, it smells absolutely delicious. So I'll be drinking it out of my untapped pint glass this afternoon. Let's see how this guy pours. I'm not sure if it's going to be like a completely hazy or if it's going to be more of like a murky kind of IPA. It's starting to look like it's a little bit more of a murky kind of guy, which I'm okay with. Definitely doesn't have that like orange juicy kind of haze from my end. But yeah, look at that. That looks, kind of hazy. Not as much as some of the other stuff I've had before, but yeah, still bringing off a lot of like nice tropical citrus on there, so I can probably assume that they added Citra to it and then kind of added in there with maybe some like mosaic possibly in there to kind of add tropical fruit notes and nice hoppiness to it. But overall, it looks delicious. For 6.5%, the flavors I feel like are going to be pretty damn explosive because sometimes with those lower percentage IPAs, they're definitely a little bit lighter on the flavor, but that's okay. Let's see here if I'm missing anything else. No, I don't think so. So without further ado, I think it's time for us to try this guy. So cheers, everybody. Happy Thursday. Okay. Really, really upfront. It's just very, very like vibrant, light, crisp citrusiness to it. Definitely up like it's kind of leaving like more. It's like more of like a drier kind of IPA at the end. Leaves like a kind of a drier mouthfeel, but overall it's crisp. It's refreshing. Definitely get the citrus up front. Maybe like a malty sweetness in the middle and the back end of it. So I'm trying to think if I get any tropical fruit notes from it. I'm not sure. Maybe slightly. Yeah, but you're just getting hit in the front with a nice upfront bitterness, like a nice kind of hoppy bitterness. Along that kind of gives it like citrusy notes, but then kind of washes away with a little bit of a sweetness. Not much when it comes to kind of like a malty sweetness. I wouldn't put it like a malty sweetness, but definitely given like kind of just smooths out, and it's overall not bad at all. Not bad at all. So let's see what we got here. Of course, when I do these reviews, I always go on to Untapped and kind of look at similar beers to this one, just in case you can't get your hands on this one from Block 15, you might be able to find something that's pretty similar. So Untapped here has 5 similar beers they have listed for this one. So if any of these are things you recognize or something that you can get to near you, you might be able to get your hands on this one and then kind of get a similar experience. So we got one called the Vampira from Inimavelous Brew. I have no idea if I said that right. but what is that? It's called Vampira. So it's just okay. It's probably from another country. That's why. But it's a 6.5%. Looks like it's an American IPA. And then we got one from Appalachian Artisan Ales called Sundrops. Which, why does that one sound familiar to me? I don't know. But yeah, let's see. Galaxy and Citra, so that might be a pretty close one. Oh, we got one here from Frequentum Brewing Co. Is their West Coast IPA with Citra and Idaho 7. Which, of course, probably be pretty damn similar to this one as well. Let's see, we got the Hermit and his Lantern from Brewhouse Brewing, which is nice 7%, mostly. Let's see what this says about here. Our first, okay, so they use the lupulins from it, so that's definitely going to be a little bit different because that's going to be more of like a concentrated flavor from that one. And then you got the Watermelon IPA from Dry County Brewing Company. So, let's see. I think I'd either probably pick the Sundrops from Appalachian Artisan Ales or the West Coast IPA from Frequentum Brewing Co. I want to do the Hermit and his Lantern just because that's gonna when you're using lupulins in there, it's very, very concentrated. It's like kind of your concentrated version of your hops you're gonna be putting in there. So it's very, very like in your face hoppy. You're definitely gonna get more complex notes going through everything like that. So, hey, what's up, Kentucky? Yeah, you're filming a nice RC car thing. Dope. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna go with the West Coast IPA from Frequentum over Appalachian. I think those two would be good ones, but I feel like the Citra and the Idaho 7 would probably be a similar experience. So, where's Frequentum located? So, if you're in they're located in Chattanooga. I think that's how you so Chattanooga, New York, and yeah, if you want to go over there and grab one and grab the West Coast IPA over there, they might have it on tap. Who knows? But that sounds like it might be a pretty kind of nice alternative to this this Fresh Flow IPA from Block 15. So let's look here. Let's read the description on this guy and see what Untapped has to say about it. So, like I said before, it's a 6.5% ABV, and with over 5,714 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.07 out of 5, which, for there being like a sessionable American IPA, having it be rated over a 4 is pretty solid. It's definitely pretty solid for having a nice kind of cult following to this beer. So let's see what it says for the description. Fresh Flow is a refreshing, tropically hoppy IPA featuring fruit-forward American and New Zealand hop variants that are balanced by a crisp malt base designed for sunny summer drinking, brewed in cooperation with Ashland artist Chris Herbst. Fresh Flow will be brewing often and released fresh throughout the summer. So, yeah, pretty damn good description. Definitely having that nice tropical fruit notes, having really like summery kind of vibes going through when it comes to your drinking and getting like the tropical fruit, the citrus. But then kind of getting that, like, there's definitely like a nice malty base to it that to me is adding like a crispness. There's like definitely a more crisp aspect and kind of ends pretty dry with this IPA, but overall, yeah, I think this one's still pretty damn solid. I'm a fan. I don't know if I'd give it to where it's like on that 4 and above kind of rating for me, but to me it's still pretty damn solid. So let's look here on my friends list, see if anybody checked this one in. I know there's probably gonna be one person, which is probably gonna be my father. Yep, right here, he checked this one in September, and he gave it a 3.75 out of 5, which is, yeah, pretty damn reasonable. But let's look and see what the global ratings on this guy is. So let's see, we got a 4.5, we got a 3.75, we got a, what was that, a 4? Yep, 4, purchased off 4, like how I did. We got a full 5 out of 5 purchased at Ben's Bottle Shop, which is in Vancouver, Washington. Let's see what else we got. We got a 4.25, 3.75, 3.5, 3.5, 2.5. Well, let's see. We got a 4, purchased at Two Towns Cider House, which is in Corvallis, Oregon, which is where they're located. The cool thing about this place is they have like 3 different locations. So they have their downtown pub in downtown Corvallis, and then they have the tap room and the brewery, and then they have like this little place where some of their beer is served called Caves Public House. So if you go on to Block 15's website, the link to their website's down in the description below. They have a bunch of different like stuff available when it comes to where the brewery and the restaurant is. They have the tap room and then just the regular brewery where you can kind of just it just seems like a really kind of cool atmosphere. Definitely the one has more of a restaurant style, but the other one has like more of a tap roomy kind of style. But then this the Caves Public House, which is closed right now, unfortunately, due to like COVID stuff, it shows a lot of promise when it comes to like having that small, intimate setting and all that kind of stuff. So, plus their merch store looks pretty cool. So you can go on their store, buy beer and merch, which you can buy. The beer selection is pretty good right now. But then there's always options for t-shirts, hoodies. They have tap handles, hats, glassware, long sleeves. They have a bunch of stuff on here available. And their beer prices actually aren't bad at all. I think let's see, we got an IPA here that's a 16-ounce can selling for $3.50 a can. And I'm not sure if that's for like pickup or anything, but that's still pretty decently priced when it comes to being able to pick up some beer at the brewery if you want to do to-go kind of situations. So if you want to do like a pickup order at Block 15 and try out their stuff is definitely reasonably priced for sure. Plus, who knows, you might be able to get some food while you're there. But let's look back here. Yeah, the global ratings seem pretty decent, I would say. Yeah, definitely some of them were a little bit all over the place, but a lot of them were kind of staying in that 4 kind of realm, which I could see why that it's rated like this. But I don't know if I'm going to give it that kind of rating on Untappd. So let's start figuring out what we're going to be doing for ratings on our end here. Let's see. Can art. So apparently this can art was done by an artist. They do something in like the Pacific Northwest when it comes to craft beer. It's called the Flow Factory Northwest. So I don't have the link to their website down in the description. Actually, let's actually look. Let's see, Flow Factory. Let's see what's this all about. Flow Factory Northwest. So, okay, so it's definitely a lot of art on there. Definitely has a kind of art style where he has a clothing line. He does hats. He does custom trucker hats. But so he's just an artist that kind of is like based in the Pacific Northwest. So that's pretty cool that they team up with an artist to kind of do their stuff, which is I'm always a big fan of when breweries kind of team up with artists to come out with a beer, just because you leave the brewers to make the great beer, and then you leave the artist to kind of tell the story with the can art. And this can art is beautiful. I'm actually a really big fan because you see like the mountains, you see like waves happening with like the colors and like all the kind of different. It's like one of those kind of like you get those picture books that are black and white and you color in yourself. That's what this kind of reminds me of, that kind of stuff, like when they're doing stuff like that. I just really like it. The eagle's really cool, and there's like a really lot of bright colors. It took advantage of the white to make it like a snowy mountain, but then there's the colors on the water are just really, really cool. I'm a big fan of this art, so I'm going to go with a 4.5 out of 5 for can art for me. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. So, let's see here. If I got this beer in a flight at Block 15, would I get another one? Let's see. Yeah, I probably would. Every once in a while. I don't know if this would be like a go-to kind of IPA for me, just because I kind of wish I had a little bit more of those like tropical fruit notes coming through a little bit more. I want a little bit less of that dryness at the end. But overall, yeah, the flavors are still good. This is definitely an easy sessionable IPA for sure. But I would just love to have more of the like kind of tropical fruit sweetness coming through at the end to kind of balance out with that like crisp maltiness in it. But overall, yeah, it's pretty well balanced. It would have to be a situational kind of thing for me to get another one of these. I'd probably go for something else before I go for this. But overall, it's still a very, very solid hazy IPA. So, I think my final rating on this guy, I'm going to give it a very, very solid 7.25 out of 10. It's still really good. Like I said before, I would love to kind of have a little bit more of like a nice tropical fruit note in there. Maybe change up the hops they use in there, kind of add a little bit more that kind of brings off those tropical fruit notes just slightly. It doesn't need much, but I feel like that would kind of enhance this thing a little bit more. But overall, it's still very, very solid. So, big shout out to Block 15 for coming out with this one. It's still a delicious beer. So if you want to get your hands on this one, Of course, you could check out your local liquor store or bottle shop for sure. See if they can get a hold of their distributor and they can get anything in from Block 15. Because during the summer when they do the release on this guy again, this is probably going to be something that's going to sell quite frequently with the brewery. Just because it's one of their top sellers, and you can see from the amount of people that have checked it in, this stuff sells a lot. So, other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. If you haven't already, please hit that like button if you haven't done it yet. It would help me out a lot. And if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live do another review. And if you want to see a social media aspect of beer drinking, of course, get yourself over to Untapped. It's a great platform. You guys have heard me talk about it every single review I do practically. It's just really, really fun. You could check in beers, get badges, all that kind of stuff. You could see people like me, Kentucky, Ian, Duchess is on there, Lee's on there. And if you're a craft beer fan, get yourself over into Untapped. Just do yourself a favor. It's a very, very fun time. You can check in beers, get badges, get a bunch of coupon codes that they provide when it comes to different services within craft beer. It's just a really, really fun time. So if you want to shoot me a friend request to Untapped, link to my profile is down in the description below for you guys. But other than that, I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. And I'm going to end it like I always end it before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see y'all next time. Cheers.